All right, hello everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to do a couple of our usual announcements. So follow us on Instagram and our YouTube. We've gotten so many subscribers tonight, which is so exciting. We only need a few more to be able to go live. So please. Oh, we have enough. Okay, well, still subscribe. Join our worship team if you have any musical abilities. Even if you don't, we'll turn your mic really low, I swear. But we just would love to have people up here, more people up here. We're also looking for speakers for spring, so if you go ahead and reach out to me, I can tell you all the dates we have available. And then, so Crew sent this to me earlier today, but they're having a worship night on November 14th in J Lounge at 7 o'clock, so go attend. And then, very exciting for everyone who's been here in past years, we present to you Cussy Christmas, which is our really fun Christmas party. We're having Olive Garden this year, so yum. It is I think that's the week before finals, but December 4th. We're gonna be in here like normal, but it'll be a little earlier, 7:30, because we're gonna be eating. And then we have a little Christmas worship, and we do karaoke and play games, and it's super, super fun. So come. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and welcome up our speaker tonight, Juan.
So I just want to start off with the soldier's prayer real quick, so if everybody can stand up. Bow your heads. Dear Lord, I'm just a soldier, a protector of our land, a servant called to battle when my country takes a stand. I pray for strength and courage, and a heart that will forgive, for peace and understanding in a world for all to live. My family's prayers are with me, no matter where I roam. Please listen when I'm lonely and return me safely home. Thank you. You guys can sit down. So again, my name is Juan Espinoza. I had the honor, can you guys hear me? Do I need the mic? I had the honor of serving as a staff sergeant in the United States Army. I served with Alpha Company, 14th Infantry Regiment, part of the 10th Mountain Division, one of the most battle-tested divisions in our Army's history. During my time in the Army, I earned a few awards. The Combat Infantryman's Badge, the Expert Infantryman's Badge, and I also went to Air Assault School and got some Air Assault wings, which is pretty cool. You get to repel from helicopters and stuff. And a handful of others. But to be honest, don't mean as much as the memories that I have of the men that I served with. Real quick, before I continue with more about me, Tuesday was Veterans Day, and a day to thank all of those who served. For our fallen soldiers, we should always take a moment of silence that day. They are the true heroes. So Memorial Day and Veterans Day are about more than medals or uniforms. It's about sacrifice, about the men and women who gave everything. Their time, their health, their families, their peace, and sometimes their lives, so others can live free. Every veteran carries ghosts. Some are memories, some are faces, but all of them are part of who we are. For those who didn't make it back, I like to imagine them in a place of eternal honor, a place of warriors throughout history have spoken of. This place is known as Valhalla, and even though it's a mythical place, I still like to think that our fallen soldiers, no matter their faith or background, have their own version of Valhalla, a place where pain no longer exists, where their laughter echoes again, and where they keep watch over us until we meet again. So before I continue, I just want to talk about these pictures real quick, because you guys probably are looking at them and like, oh, what's going on? So the first one right here on the top left, that's it's called that's the infantryman's badge right there. And you get that badge in combat for getting into a firefight or getting blown up, or you have to see some action to get that. And the badge of glory, it says on it, of all the medals upon our chest from the battles and wars we knew, the one admired as the very best is the one of infantry blue. It is only a rifle upon a wreath, so why should it mean so much? It is what it took to earn it that gives it that magic touch. To earn this special accolade, you faced the enemy's fire. Whether you survived or not, God dialed that one desire. For those of us who served the cause and brought this nation glory, it is the combat infantryman's badge that really tells the story. The one on the top right, that is me and my platoon in Fort Irwin, California. It's a national training center, and we went there before we deployed to Iraq, my first deployment. Just a bunch of knuckleheads up there. The one on the left corner, that was a house we stopped on. We were on a patrol in Iraq, and we were tired, so we just stopped in a house and took a break, see the guys sleeping, some of the guys sleeping in there on the floor. The middle one is me and one of my mentors, Ruben Perez. He was one of my squad leaders and a team leader during my time in the Army. And that's just a picture of us in Iraq. And then the one to the right, it's me and my buddy Brent. That's probably about 2 weeks after we got promoted to sergeant. Best feeling in the world. Because at that point, you're not getting scuffed up, you get to do the scuffing. So that's a cool part about it. So my service, I completed 2 tours in Iraq. The first deployment was in 2006, and we were there for 15 months. And even though I have never walked through hell before, this deployment sure felt like it. It made us 18, 19, and 20-year-old kids grow up real fast. After the first tour, the second one felt lighter, not easy, but nowhere near the hell we'd already seen. Every day we woke up not knowing what would happen next. We lost 54 soldiers during this first deployment, 54 brothers who never made it home. During those 15 months, we were hit with 355 improvised explosive devices, 13 rocket propelled grenade attacks, 8 sniper attacks, which each attack took an American life, 164 mortar and rocket attacks. We lost 27 up-armored Humvees and 1 Bradley tracked vehicle, which is like a smaller version of a tank, all to catastrophic attacks. And I'll never forget the words of Colonel Kershaw, who was our brigade commander in that deployment. He said during the interview, in a situation where others may have given up or lost hope, they never faltered. Whether you believed in God or not, something was always watching over them. Except for those the man upstairs needed. They redoubled their efforts, and not only did they continue to meet the mission, but they also never gave up on making South Baghdad a better and safer place than when we arrived. Those words have always stayed with me because they speak to the courage, the faith, and the brotherhood that carried us through that deployment. During those 15 months, we were also doing good things like winning hearts and minds. We countered the enemy with 54 air assault missions, 15 riverine missions on the Euphrates River, 1,100 counter mortar missions, 12,384 foot patrols, and 288 insurgents detained and removed from the Euphrates River Valley, also known as the Triangle of Death for a reason. When you're out there in the middle of a firefight, when everything around you feels like chaos, faith becomes something different. It's not just a word. It's that feeling in your heart telling you to keep going. It's the invisible hand on your shoulder when you think you can't take another step. So during those hard days, I always felt a bigger presence of something greater, something divine. So we would pray, especially before going out on missions. Prayer out there wasn't felt different. It made non-believers believers. Next slide, please. And with that being said, here are a couple Bible verses that our chaplain would recite with us before we would go on patrols. The first one is Psalms 144:1, and it says, "Praise be the Lord, my rock, who trains my hands for war, my fingers for battle." That verse reminds me that even in times of conflict, we can still be guided by something sacred. That God can use even warriors for a greater purpose. The next one is Ecclesiastes 3:8, and that one says, "A time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace." War is not something anyone seeks, but sometimes it becomes necessary to defend the innocent, to protect the freedom, and to stand up for what's right. Another one was Psalms 91:11-12. This one says, "For he will command his angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. When I think of this passage, I think of my homie, Archangel Michael, the angel of war. Michael is known as the protector, the one who leads heaven's armies against the forces of darkness. Out there in Iraq, I like to think that Michael and his angels were with us, watching over us when things got rough, guiding our steps and carrying home those that the Lord needed. And the last one, and my favorite one, is John 15:13. And that one states, "Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends." And this verse captures the heart of military service, the ultimate act of love and sacrifice shown by those willing to give everything up for their brothers and sisters. You can go to the last slide, please. So, on Veterans Day and every day, I stand here not just as Juan Espinoza, a former staff sergeant, and the coolest and most humble person you've ever met, but as a representative of every soldier who carried a rifle, wore a uniform, and gave a piece of their soul to something bigger than themselves. To all the veterans here today, thank you. To those still serving, we're proud of you. And to those who never made it home, we will never forget you. May Archangel Michael guard over all those who serve. May God bless our veterans. May he bless the families who support them. And may he bless the United States of America. Thank you very much. If you guys have any questions or want to talk about anything else, I'm an open book. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. And I also brought some artifacts that I brought back with me from Iraq. This is my second deployment's boots right here. I wore them in Iraq, and they're all signed. They're signed by all my soldiers and the guys I served with in Iraq for my second deployment. There is a soldier on there that was my soldier that committed suicide 5 years ago. So suicide's real, especially in the military. 22 veterans a day commit suicide. It's rough. One thing I do want to share before I get off stage, you guys can see the rest of the stuff here. I have coins and stuff, but this right here is Our Lady of San Juan. So kind of like the Virgin Mary. And she became Our Lady of San Juan in 1683. A little girl fell onto some spikes in a circus, and she died, and she brought her back to life. So this is where my parents are from, and she's at a cathedral there, huge cathedral, very touristic. Every couple months they bring her down and they bathe her with holy water. And when they do that, you're allowed to go up there and take a cotton swab and rub her for just, for good luck or, just for your faith. But this piece of cotton right here, my father is 63. My dad's 63 years old, and he got this piece of cotton when he was 8 years old. I took it to Iraq with me both deployments, and I feel like having faith and keeping stuff like this around will keep you guarded from anything. So don't ever give up on your faith, all right? Thank you, guys. Yeah, if you guys want to see any of this stuff, it's right here too, all right?
Thank you so much, Juan, for speaking with us and showing how faith can really mean the world for some people. And